Hola! Buenos dias, fella. Buenos dias. It is a hump day. It's a hump day. Big hump day. I'm coming off a sort of a late evening, hosting a event at the old golf club. It is a wild night. We do it once a year, and it is coat and tie and raucous and wild. And I emceed the thing and had a lot of jokes in there. And a great friend of mine who was a writer for Curb Your Enthusiasm. He co-created Barry, the show Barry with Bill Hader. And he did Silicon Valley. Was a writer on Seinfeld when he was young. I mean, talk about, comedy credentials. Anyway, helped me punch up the monologue. It was a home run, except one guy who is an agent in Hollywood. I try not to do, mean-spirited humor. I don't like. But a couple guys, there's some roasting jokes, and truth sometimes lies in the roast, if you know what I mean. Like there's a little truth in there. I got an email, just a text before bed that really troubled me, and it was like, what did I do to you? Why did you do that to me? That felt harsh. And I was like, damn. I mean, the room busted up laughing, and I thought, most people that took a hit would, got it, and it was fun and all in good fun. But this guy didn't. And even one left behind bothers me. So I sent a long apology, just a real, and I meant every word of it. And I don't know. So anyway, you ever had that happen? You thought it was in good fun. Everybody thought it was in good fun. But the guy that received the punch didn't like it. What are you going to do? Good morning. Thank you for that. We had quite the day yesterday, back in the ER. My daughter, youngest daughter, had a Lime scooter. I don't know if you, like what part of the country you're in or the world. If you probably have one of those scooters if you're near a city. Those electric scooters you stand on, and with your thumb you can hit the gas, and they go like 30 miles an hour, and no one ever has a helmet with them, although they say you should have a helmet. Who carries a helmet? They're absolutely the most dangerous things. So she went down 8 days in the hospital, then 3-4 days home, and then we went back. She was slurry speech. They thought she might have had a seizure. So they gave her a CAT scan with contrast, a CAT scan without, an MRI, an ECG, an EEG. There's another little bleed, but it's contained. And so they watched her and overnight and most of the day the next day. And then she went home in the afternoon yesterday with strict instructions to just chill out. So, probably most of you are parents like me, and it's just, can we just for a second level with each other? Like, it's never over. It's never over. Oh my God. It's always something. Is there room for something to happen to me? Can I be the victim or the one in need for a minute here? Like, oh. And my ex-wife Sydney and I have when we have a moment together, it's like, oh my God, help. Anyway, she's good. She's okay. She's at home. And now we wait for the other shoe to drop. Somewhere, something, somehow, somebody. Yeah, she's been through it. She's really been through it. Boy, hitting that head. The head is everything. Yeah. Oh, thank you right there, Jules. Yeah, serious stuff. Boy, the noggin is something else. Oh, look at this. My boys were skateboarders. We were on a first name basis with the cast guy over at the ER. You know what? I'm on a first name basis with AAA, the tow truck driver. I'm still furious about this. The final bill, even though I got like my car broker to get me a discount, the final bill for the third flat tire in 3 months, and the second in 5 days, $550 for the tire, knocked down from 7, whatever. It's just beyond infuriating. And Karen Bass, if you ever get around to fixing the streets of Los Angeles, she's a shoo-in to be to win re-election for mayor. This is how effed up our politics are. A completely failed mayor of Los Angeles is a shoo-in to be reelected. I mean, unbelievable. And it's a sad thing. Her greatest competition is Spencer Pratt from the Hills, who's a good guy, but he's going to get blown out by Karen Bass, but we're going to have a fun time with him until he does. Well, good morning there. My cat's name is Karen. Hello there, Karen. Okay, let's check out what's going on here around the world, shall we? Happy Ash Wednesday and Ramadan. It's begun. Rescuers pulled 6 skiers from the site of an avalanche in Lake Tahoe. This is just panic around the village right there. 9 remain missing. They were on a backcountry ski trip. 6 have been pulled, 9 still missing. Oh my God. It's, whenever it rains in Los Angeles, it rains hard, and we've got days and days of it. Even though it's, blue skies right now, it always rains in NorCal, and up in Tahoe, it's just getting pummeled. And all the Wasatch Mountains are getting pummeled. In Utah, always happens when it's heavy rain here, and it's bad. And so these 9 remain. Anyway, Jesse Jackson, in his death, all the presidents put out lovely statements. Barack and Michelle Obama, we lost a genuine hero, and and they just go on to praise Jesse for all of his work and his impact, for fighting for the disinherited and the disenfranchised, as he said in the 1984 convention. Jesse was not without his controversy. Let's be clear. As we lionize the man, he did call Jews Jaime, and he called New York Jaime Town. Never good. But he survived it. And so Obama put out a lovely statement, and Trump put out the worst statement you've ever seen. It started with a compliment for Jesse. He was a great guy, but he rented a building from me in New York. It was the best building. We gave him the best deal over there at the Rainbow Coalition. I was very supportive of Jesse. He loved me, unlike those other Democrats who are terrible people. They're liars. They're scoundrels. And he went and he ripped away it became about him as usual. The statement. And it's like, I responded in the comment section. A lovely tribute? ? Like, oh my God, one line about Jesse, and then the next 50 lines, just a rant about how he's been unfairly treated. Joe Biden, the most beautiful of statements. Joe Biden said, we are going to miss the great Jesse Jackson, and he sent his condolences to all of his brothers, Randy, Tito, Marlon. If you're in the camp that says leave Joe alone, it's like, God, I'm devastated at the loss of Jesse Jackson. My condolences to Tito, Jermaine, and his sister LaToya. Oh God, he just let him be. Oh my God. Jesse died in February. Wow. Oh, shit. They've held on to Jesse that long, huh? Jesse, oh, you mean last February? No, he just died now. Why is that? What's this up, Steve? What does this mean? Jesse died in February. Wow.
February is Black History Month, I think, is the illusion there. Being Black History Month, and he died in February is how I read that. True.
Oh, there's Brian Enton.
Billy, while you're looking at Brian Enton, I wanted to comment on the potholes. You made me think about how many potholes are on this street. And I've been meaning to say this with our landlord, Howie. Right in front of where Howie lives, which is not the spot you would think, there is a pothole.
Howie Mandel, folks.
Oh, sorry, everybody. Yes, Howie Mandel. In front of the entrance where he would come out every day, there is a pothole that would ruin your car. And it's been there for 2 weeks now. And I have to go
In
around
our
it
office or at his house?
at his house, but outside the gates to his house.
Wait, you live next to Howie?
I live a half a mile from Howie, but like worlds apart.
Okay.
I live Howie adjacent.
Okay.
There is a pothole outside the gate to where Howie lives. I don't want to say where he lives, that will ruin your car. And I've been meaning to say this to Howie. Does he drive around this thing with his Tesla every single day? Because I have to take the kids to school that way. And every car is going, like, lines of cars are going like this. I'm like, I cannot believe this is not getting fixed. You'll ruin your car.
I've been talking to people. I talked to a bunch of guys last night. I'm telling the story. People who, picked up on an Instagram, the Instagram that I fired at Karen Bass yesterday. And I can't believe how many people are actually in the shop right now with their cars. It's an epidemic in Los Angeles, and people are now finally meeting each other. It's like, wait a minute, your car, I heard about you. My car went over them. My car. The potholes are so bad. You have to. I'll tell you what, you got to pay attention when you're driving. Now, there's 2 reasons not to text and drive. 1, it's dangerous and you might hit somebody. 2, you might be having your head down and you could increase your chances of ramming a pothole and blowing out your tire. I mean, this woman is an absolute and she went. So, I mean, the fact that Karen Bass blasted away calling for somebody's job is outrageous. I'm so tired of her, but it won't change. Only thing that's got to change is us. So, also in the news, you saw what's going on down in New Mexico, in the House of Representatives. Zorro Ranch. Doesn't that sound scary? Like you hear Zorro Ranch and it just makes your skin crawl. Jeffrey Epstein bought Zorro Ranch, 7,500 acres, including an airstrip and a helipad in 1993. This guy never made a trade. He's supposed to be some great financier and investor. He is absolutely an operative, and I don't know why that hasn't come out. I want to know exactly where he's where does he come from? Is he Mossad? What is he? Because he's definitely not just, a great investor here. The pothole fund. There it is. Look at you, Hope. So lovely. Yeah. So what is this? Anyway, New Mexico's House of Reps has approved creating a bipartisan truth commission to examine allegations of criminal activity and, determine whether legislative action is required. The committee's creation is the latest call for transparency down there. There are new files in New Mexico that link 2 former governors and an attorney general to Epstein. Do only depraved people run for office? Why is there so many people in power, no matter where you look, sick, sexually sick? An unverified 2019 email alleges foreign girls were buried near the ranch on state land, which was never searched. The state plans ground penetrating radar and cadaver dogs at the site. The probe aims to address past abuses and policy reform. This is what's crazy. I didn't know it was this sick, but we're talking about buried bodies. We're talking about, lives cut short, and babies and young women, and we're talking about some of the most sick and depraved things that none of us can even get our heads around. And these are the things where unfortunately, this investigation kind of needs to go, because him pimping out, like that's him pimping out underage girls. We know, and we're ready for it. I hope we're ready for it. I hope we're ready to address it in full and start some serious accountability. But like buried bodies and stuff, like, who is this guy working for, and how does that help, a man doing these kinds of things? How does that help your mission wherever you are in the world? Right? This is what you have for leverage over our leadership here in America. What? This gives you what, and how have you used it over the years? I hope we know. I hope we find out. Save civilization. It's just terrible. So Brian Enton, is he good? I want to make sure he's good, or else we're really screwed, Steve. Yep. All good. 10 o'clock sharp.
We spoke late last night. He was nervous for a second. We didn't get to catch up, but okay, I'm glad he confirmed.
Oh, you spoke to him last night?
When I was giving him the information, and he was like, there could be a problem, and you were out. I was like, oh no. And then he written, oh no, we're good. Then he goes, no, we're good. We're good. We're good.
We're good. Good. Okay. We got Brian Enton from News Nation joining us at 10 Pacific, 1 Eastern. We're going to do a full, catch up and what the hell is going on here in the Nancy Guthrie investigation. Look, the search for Nancy Guthrie remains heightened. Authorities are canvassing neighborhoods in Arizona. Yay, you've been doing that for a while. And reviewing thousands of tips in hopes of finding her. Tuesday, the Pima County Sheriff's Office reported that DNA recovered from gloves that were found 2 miles from Nancy Guthrie's home did not match any profiles in the FBI's offender database. It showed no connection to DNA collected at her residence either. So it's really just gone cold, it seems. I thought we were going to have major breaking news today. I predicted today was the day. I don't know. I still think good news is coming this week. I am literally standing alone. But Brian Enton was with me. He thought good news was coming too. The last we spoke, he thought good news was on its way too. What is the end? What I don't understand, and we have to get with him, is I don't understand there was a transaction that was asked. They asked for millions in Bitcoin. Savannah Guthrie said, we will pay. We just need a quick photo of our mother, but we'll pay. So if you've got an account set up and it's a working account, a request for ransom, someone who says they will pay the ransom, why, and no transaction other than a $300 from that Bitcoin address. There's no activity other than that. What went wrong? You get the sense that people know something and they're not sharing it. I will say Savannah's last video, it seemed to me she was talking to someone in particular. It looked like a personal address to somebody. And I was, it's like, hey, she was like, hey, look, we know, we hear you, and we'll do this. It's like almost like she's really having a conversation with someone in particular. It didn't feel like, hey, whoever you are, I don't know. So I want to get some light on that. I know Brian met with Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos. They had a meeting. So he'll report to us on what that was all about. And he told me he's got a tight window because he's got to race off to another meeting. So, I mean, it just continues down there, I want that solved. I really do. Here we go. Sammy, the people who took Nancy were in over their heads and don't want to get caught now. Oh, you know what? That would suggest, and I think probably likely, that they didn't know this was Savannah Guthrie's mom. This wasn't some like, this is
That's what
just
I was
total.
going to say.
This is the roulette wheel of, it just
Yep.
happens to be Savannah Guthrie's mom. It could have been Gail King's. I mean, you know what I mean? And now they're like, holy shit, the mother of this old lady that we just grabbed. Except, I don't know. But then it doesn't feel random because I saw Marnie Hughes, who's a reporter for News Nation. She said, to get to Nancy Guthrie's house, it's a winding neighborhood. It's very hard to get to. If you put in her address in GPS, you'll pass the street a few times. Like you can't, it's hilly, windy, and misleading. So to just happen upon her house randomly doesn't seem right. And maybe the truth lies in the middle, where it wasn't random, but they still didn't know that that's Savannah's mom. Here we go. I think they've passed. I think she may have passed the panicked and wanted to go away because they're desperate for any kind of money, but clearly not getting any money. Fan of Brian's here. Kim says, Brian is awesome. He reports the facts and has great guests and sources. The commentators that have been reporting speculation and theories like it is truth is so irresponsible. Yeah, there's too many people out there just like, so here's what I think. I mean, oh my God, you're not going to, it's just, I'd rather stick to the facts and stick to the prayers, frankly, for Nancy. Did you hear Megyn rip on Chris Cuomo? I am on Chris Cuomo's radio show tomorrow morning. I forgot about that. I have to get up at 5:20 in the morning. Get for 5:30. Spending the last half an hour or something with Chris Cuomo on Sirius XM. I did not hear Megyn Kelly rip Chris Cuomo. Let's look into that. I know them both pretty well. I should probably just text them both and be like, hey, just thinking about you guys. Wondering if you both want to come on. Megyn Kelly's always ripping somebody. Sooner or later, it'll be me. But I don't know what I'm going to look into that. Steve, see if you can figure out what that's all about.
Yeah, I was looking in it right now, and we keep talking about Cuomo. I think we got to get Cuomo on our show. So tomorrow, you do Cuomo tomorrow, and then tell him next week.
We'll get Cuomo. Yeah. He sent me some very workout band. It's like a fat band, so it's got a Velcro thing on it and vibrates and like stimulates the muscles while you're working out. Chris is very buff guy. So we'll see if that works for me. He swears by it. Let's read some stuff here. I don't listen to Megyn anymore because of her remarks about the young girls. Megyn schooling Chris. It was great, in my opinion. Schooling him on what? That's what I want to know. Billy's standard TDS rant. Can't go a whole podcast without one. I know. I'm sorry. It's not derangement, though. It's not derangement. The fact that you've bought into the derangement thing, it's so great. It's like setting the trap ahead of time. Like it's not derangement. The man himself is deranged, and the shit that's going on is, it's just having a sense of morality and a sense of integrity and just wanting something better for our country, where the litmus test, by the way, used to be that, and it's not anymore. But thanks. I don't mind Megyn ripping on Cuomo, but she starts calling him racist remarks. She called him like a big Goomba or something. And she recently went into her, her Latino accent. Did she go into an Italian? Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. Here we go. Oh, my God. She's gone off the rails. What are you going to do?
Basic. Chris is pretty much saying she's talking using clickbait, which something has been discussed with Megyn Kelly before. Now she's calling him a douchebag and his loser brother. but I think it started with Chris saying she's using clickbait over Nancy Guthrie stories. She's just talking to get clicks and with ideas.
Yeah, she is. I mean, I know, he's not wrong. I mean, listen, this is the world. It's oftentimes that everybody's right and everybody's wrong, right? I mean, I can tell when someone, including Megan, is doing clickbait material, and you got to build your platform, right? It's like certain things the company must do for the shareholders, and that's definitely the case. I should be better at it. You know what I mean? Like I got to figure that out. Steve, I'd like you to launch a study for us on what triggers I can hit people and I can disingenuously make them addicted and make them click. What would that be?
Amen to that. I think we could guess if we just decide, we just throw all sense of balance and truth aside and just pick the craziest idea we can think of and run with it.
Yeah, this is interesting. Lawson is exactly right with me. TDS is a cop-out. We are, in fact, permitted to criticize, even mock our president. If he can't deal with it, he has no business holding public office. Yeah, no, he sets up this paradigm that it's all unfair to him, that everything people say about him is, and he does so much to create so much reaction that he then paints the reaction as, look, there they go again. So anyone who says it's Trump derangement, and by the way, it was for a while, but it's all by his design to unsettle people, to create chaos. And I just remember when we didn't hear from our president for a week or 2 weeks, and I want that world again. We don't need to constantly, go to work, be quiet, have a closed door meeting, work on behalf of the country. Shut the fuck up. Billy, but you never, Billy, true she does, but Billy, but never ever you. The pineapplers ride for you at dawn. I don't think at dawn, but I think dawn. No, I don't do it. Mocking presidents goes back to Lincoln even. Being portrayed as a bad, I know, presidents always took shit. Mr. Thinskin shows up and he can't take it. They're not treating me fair. They're not treating me fair. I'm just going to go and break every rule and law in the world and just let me be. He loves it. He loves the press. He loves having him into the Oval Office, sit there and just play with him. Yeah, cast the line, roll it around. There's a little Caitlin Collins this way. Come here, Caitlin. Beat up this one. Loves to beat up the female reporters more than anything. You know why? Hates women in positions of power. Hates women questioning him over anything.
Bill, I feel like you said you saw some of this, but I think we got to watch this.
Who's that, RFK?
Yeah, and that RFK and Kid Rock working out together.
Look at RFK. He loves his body. RFK loves the body. He's just yeah. Look at RFK doing push. He's a 70-year-old man and he's jacked. Do we think, whoa. By the way, he's in his
cheat.
Oh my God, does he love taking his shirt off?
I don't know.
Where are they doing this? Is this like Kid Rock's compound or something?
It must be. That's fascinating. Oh, yeah.
They're playing pickleball. Okay.
Oh, Billy, that's where you can get
both terrible pickleball players. I saw that. Terrible pickleball players.
Oh, boy. Anyway.
Wow. That is some body on RFK, which reminds me, I've got to email his person back. Because Cheryl Hines connected me with his person to try to get RFK on. Oh my God. Is he so in love with himself? He loves his body. Sexy at 72. I would say so too. Jules has a different take. Gay.
I just laughed out.
Wow, weird. It's the one word challenge, everybody. Here we go. Self-absorbed at the very least. Is he always in jeans? Yeah. My God, let's see. Here we go. It looked like that. I'd be in love with, if I looked like that, I'd be in love with myself too. What a body. What a beautiful body. My man looks better at 59. Oh, yeah, Pamela? Prove it. I want to see him in blue jeans and no shirt. Cringe. Indoor pickleball court, kind of nice there at Kid Rocks. Yeah. Look at RFK. He's jacked. Kind of loving that. Wild. Yeah. Holy shit. What's your take on Tyra Banks on America's Top? I know. I haven't seen it. You heard my voice in a clip. Yeah, probably from like Extra or Access Hollywood over the years. So there's this documentary on Netflix about, I think, what all the people went through, all the contestants on America's Next Top Model. Probably there's a lot of drama there. I don't know. Haven't seen it. What is the deal with the jeans? Donnie Lily is out of the ER. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's back to my daughter right there. I don't know what the deal is with the jeans. This must have been thrown together last minute if he's working out in jeans. I don't think so. I think that's a planned look. It's very Western, rugged Yellowstone, like I'm going to jump into this creek here, and in the jeans. And they're just not afraid to walk in the middle of a river in blue jeans and just have them dry out in the sun. It's very manly. It's very rustic. And that's what they're doing. This is interesting. They're both batshit crazy too. Pretty good though. I mean, it's a good shoot. Mark Zuckerberg is in town. He's in Los Angeles. Hopefully he gets hit by a couple potholes. Zuckerberg in LA today facing grieving families. He faces claims that he made his Meta platforms intentionally addictive. Well, I'll just say this. Of course they did. Guilty. Social media right now is the new big tobacco. It's cigarettes now. Of course they make it intentionally addictive. Anyway, this case could set a precedent for holding all social media companies responsible, partially responsible, for potentially dangerous design decisions. After years of tech giants fending off lawsuits under Section 230, which is the law that shields them from liability for user content. Well, it's the users that are creating it. So, hey, it's not us. Yeah, but it's you creating the algorithms that feed the bile. And, if you ever gone on X is the worst. You go on X and you watch one cafeteria fight at a high school. And the next thing you have are the lowlives of society, fighting in every parking lot, in every bar, on every golf course. God, there's ones that are just like, they have these bullying videos. I watched one because I was like, it hit me. And then all of a sudden I got fed all these bullying videos where like a little girl is walking down the street in her backpack and 3 other big girls come and just knock her down and start kicking her. And you're like, who watched? Like, can you imagine the brainless, like, people just sitting, oh my God, I can't believe that. And your brain is just being sucked away, totally controlled by just idiot fodder. And I don't know. I understand the people whose argument is, hey, take a little control of your own life. Just say no. No, I'm not going to ingest all that crap. Then you got the people who just can't, is it our job to govern and protect those people who can't do it for themselves? I don't really know. Most of me says govern yourself. Like, know when to put your phone down. But that's what the drug is. That's like telling an addict who's like hooked on heroin, put the needle down, dude. It's not good for you, right? You get the heroin ankles and your teeth rot out and you start mumbling and it's not good. So just don't do it anymore. But that's what this stuff is. It's totally and completely addictive. The question is, do they know it? Does Meta, Zuckerberg, Elon, all these people, do they know it? And are they purposefully putting out a drug, or is it a byproduct? I think the answer is yes, they know it, but they don't discuss it. Like, I don't think they sit in meetings and openly say, how do we get people totally addicted on this next thing, like even more addicted? Guys, I'm looking at screen time and I'm noticing 9 hours for all 14-year-olds, and it's not enough. We got to get this to 11 hours a day for 14-year-olds so that our shareholders can make more money. We got to do this. Do they do that? I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. I always think that I never think the worst in people. It takes a lot. Like in the Epstein files, there's buried bodies of babies. Like, no, that can't be. You never give people enough credit for how depraved they can be. What are heroin ankles? I think they blow up your ankles, right? And they give you like holes in your ankles and like swollen feet. They used to call it, when I was at heroin legs. You don't want heroin legs, okay? Just Google heroin legs. I'm sure we can find a picture of, nobody wants to see that. How about something joyous? Good luck, Mark Zuckerberg, today. I hope you're held to account. Michaela Shiffrin. Thank God Michaela Shiffrin won the gold. She was struggling. And I mean, for years, right? She won gold in 2014. She won gold in 2018. Absolutely flatlined in 2022. And just earlier this morning, today in Milan Cortina, she wins the gold in the in the slalom, which is her baby. That is her best race. And she won by 1.5 seconds, kicked everybody's butt. And even had a little gate. She'd like, it was close on one turn, but everything else is so tight. She's so good. She can recover from a mistake better than anyone. You see these people on, most of these skiers are going down. They're like, oh, she made a little bit of mistake. She caught an edge. Oh, she's done. That means you make one error and that's it for you. But Michaela Shiffrin is so good. She makes one error. She can make it up in the rest of the race. The turns are so tight. Anyway, she won gold again, which was beautiful because she got 11th in the giant slalom, which did not go well for her. And she had a terrible run in the team combined, which is her second event. And so the USA came in 4th, which wasn't great. And then in her final chance, the last alpine skiing event of the Olympics, women's slalom, she wins gold, and decisively. So awesome for America, awesome for Michaela Shiffrin, and we all love the downhilling, machine that is Lindsey Vonn. But the greatest American skier ever is Michaela Shiffrin, and that's awesome.
Yeah, Billy, she's the youngest and the oldest to win gold in skiing, I believe, ever now. She was the youngest.
She won at 18, and then now at 30. Can you believe 30 is old? She's only 30 years old. Jesus. Lindsay's 41 going a nice 80 miles an hour, and the men are going 105.
Lindsey Vonn is at a different level, though, because when you watch Lindsay and she starts, she's immediately faster than anybody you've ever seen, and you're just hoping she makes it to the end. That's what a Lindsey Vonn run is to be.
Yeah.
By the way, I pulled, just for who's counting, I just pulled the most recent medal count here for the Olympics. So this is what it looks like as of 5 minutes ago.
You know what? Norway should be winning the Winter Olympics. In Italy, the home country, that's nice.
Yeah, right? Italy.
Yeah, look at that. So Norway's got 33 medals altogether. Italy's got 25. The U.S. is right behind them. Italy's like, oh, here we go again.
Yep.
But Norway kind of running away with it.
Yeah.
If it were all in skiing, Switzerland would be in great shape. But there they are at 10th overall. Sweden, it's nice to see these countries, right? Germany, Netherlands, Sweden, Norway. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the right winter. I love the Winter Olympics. These look like the countries that should be there. They're, some of these Olympians they talk about, they have mountains in their backyard now in Norway and Switzerland and Sweden. Like literally, they own mountains that they have their own trails on and stuff. It's
like Nils and Oslo, and they go out and they live in the cabins and they have the logs over their shoulders.
Yeah.
Hike up the mountains, and that this is their stuff, man. I saw this report, I don't want to get into it, but global warming. And I was like, are they going to have the Winter Olympics? There are very few places that are going to be able to do it in 25 years, but let's just not go there. It's like too deep a dive into AI. I'm going to say that for another time, but that has me thrown for a loop. Good for her. So can we turn our attention to the how do you think Gavin Newsom, he's so handsome, dude. You got to give him that. But he's kind of trying to take on Trump in the Twitter trolling. No one will ever be as good. But this week on Ted Cruz's podcast, and when you say that sentence, this week on Ted Cruz's podcast, that is a phrase that should remind everyone that the era of the podcast boom is nearing its merciful end. These are the words of Riley Nork, who writes for Pirate Wire. Sometimes I read them. They're super right-wing and funny as hell. Anyway, Ted Cruz's podcast. Ted weighed in on the criticism from Gavin Newsom about Trump's National Guard deployment, calling the governor historically illiterate. Ted said Newsom is historically illiterate on these issues. Newsom responded as the victim, confessing to an apparent learning disability. Oh, you say that so insensibly. Ted Cruz calling a dyslexic person illiterate is a new low, even for him. Oh, Gavin. Beyond failing to even understand Cruz's accusation, the senator was questioning Gavin's historical knowledge, not his reading comprehension levels, which are poor. Sparkle Beach Ken, as he will forever be known, also demonstrated that despite his recent efforts to adopt Trump's parlance and become a Twitter warrior, he's simply unsuited for the mean streets of the internet. Friendly advice, Ken. If you're playing the victim, you're losing. Friendly advice. Part 2. When running for president, consider a better stump speech than "I can't read." I don't know. People are giving Newsom credit for being able to kind of troll and be able to hit back at Trump online, but I don't know. I don't think that can last. Trump really
Billy, you're reading all this. I'm sorry. In our chat, it's more hung up on you calling him handsome. And is he handsome or not? Everybody got stuck on that.
Dude, the guy is great looking. There's just no, and in America, what scares me is it's the Democrats especially love to anoint a star, someone they think has, X factor or whatever. I don't want the president of the United States to have any X factor, really. I mean, I love a good speech. The most X factor I like is Ronald Reagan and his ability to inflect and to evoke emotion with people, because it's good that we feel things together. But I don't know. I'm not rock stars. I don't need. Donald Trump is a TV star and a famous media figure, commenting on Kim Kardashian's ass to every trivial matter. I used to be deployed with my microphone and camera to Donald Trump's office to get bites from him on every story. He was like a talking head, like, oh, we got Liz McNeil from People Magazine, and we got Dave Karger commenting on the movies over here from Entertainment Weekly. Here's Donald Trump commenting on gossip. He was a gossip pundit. He had an opinion on every story. He just loved camera time. I don't know if Gavin Newsom can keep up. But I do want a nice, boring president again who's really smart and has great credentials. Colbert is in a fight again with CBS News. Late Show host Stephen Colbert, Tuesday night, he called CBS's denial of his claim that it blocked his interview with a Texas state rep named James Tallarico crap. This is the guy running for U.S. Senate. There's an open seat. He's going for John Cornine's seat, senator from Texas. This is a Democrat. Tallarico is squaring off against Crockett, and so Colbert did an interview with the guy. They had to put it on YouTube, but they wouldn't let it go on the television show because they were afraid of the FCC chair, Brendan Carr, who says you got to have equal time. Now, equal time has never been existed for late night shows. It's for news programming. But Brendan Carr said, no, it's now for late night shows too. And basically, CBS caved. And they said, we won't put this guy on because, of course, Trump doesn't want that seat to go to the Democrats, doesn't want the guy to shine. And so they caved to Brendan Carr. And Paramount, of course, has ulterior motives. They're trying to buy Warner Brothers. They're trying to do a take. Warner Brothers is set to be sold to Netflix. But if you ask anybody in town who knows, Paramount Skydance has made major inroads in stealing that deal. And Trump, I think if they do enough for him, will help guide that property to Paramount Skydance. I really think CBS has, I don't know how they recover from this. I really don't. But there they go. All the while, Jimmy Kimmel is being totally supported by, let's not give Disney, ABC too much credit. Like they tried to dump him. They tried to cave too. But the voice of the people was way overwhelming and supported Jimmy Kimmel than Stephen Colbert. I don't understand it because ABC Disney saw all these unsubscribes happening to Hulu and to Disney Plus, and they started to like, oh shit, and they about face. So it's, as is the case in Hollywood all the time. This is not from some type of morality or some type of principle-driven decision. This is oh shit, we're losing subscribers. It's always money. Follow the money. But in this case, it worked out in Kimmel's favor, and the guy can do whatever the hell he wants. And he literally tees up Donald Trump and smashes him every single night. And I don't know why. Trump seems to have given up on. Isn't that interesting? You stand up to the bully, right? And the bully goes away. CBS Paramount has already set Paramount Skydance has already set the tone that they're not going to stand up to the bully. You can keep bullying me. And guess what the bully does? Keeps bullying you. And Stephen Colbert is just once a totally empowered, outspoken critic of the president is diminished. His company didn't protect him, didn't stand up for him. And whether Disney did it out of principle or not, they ultimately ended up doing it. And Jimmy Kimmel comes back stronger and bigger than ever. Look at the difference between these two late night guys. In the end, by the way, with the Trumpster, it is, what have you done for me lately? So even up to the last second, if Paramount Skydance forgets to kiss his ass in the very final waning moment, he may give it right over to Netflix and screw him over. You did everything right until the end. Bye-bye. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Guess where my car is? It's over at the dealership. Now, if I get a flat tire again in the next week or two or whatever, is it okay for me to rant and rave about BMW and their terrible tires and Karen Bass and her terrible potholes? We shall see. Steve, we are on at 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 Eastern, top of the hour with the great Brian Enton. We turn all of our attention to Nancy Guthrie. Bring her home. I have not given up hope, and that's where our attention goes in 2 hours.
We got to stay strong for sure. But we also got to rock because we're both further away from our next studio for everybody out there than we normally are. I'm home and you're.
I'm in. Yeah, I've got a haul here. I got to go pick up this car and blast over the hill. Traffic is moving in my direction, so we should be okay.
Well,
all right, Brian, with us.
The speed that you will get from where you are to the studio, the way we drive a little differently. You're one of the great road maneuver people.
What you mean is you're a crazy driver. Nobody wants to drive with you. Anyone who drives with me is hanging on to that.
I'm trying to make it a compliment. Like, you tend to know the faster way from point A to B than I do.
I'll tell you this, man. I am driving to win. I'm driving. No one out there is. It's in LA especially. It's a competitive process out there. You got to be alert and you got to be dexterous and committed. See you at 10 o'clock Pacific time with Brian Enton.